Hello, everyone, and welcome to the another session of Hall of Fame with our mentee Amol. And today we are going to discuss with him how he has actually achieved the success in his corporate career by being in the community of Growth Leadership Hub. And my name is Rakesh Rana. I'm the founder of Growth Leadership Hub and a mid-career coach. And I'm uh, I'm helping all the mid-level professionals to reach to the 3x growth in their career and reaching to the 1 CR plus market value in that process as well. So, welcome to the session, and thank you, Amol, for being with us in the Hall of Fame session.
Thanks, Rakesh. And it's my pleasure to be part of this community and also seek and get blessings and guidance from you. And that is certainly helping me in my career journey and personal life as well to a good extent.
Thank you very much for sharing that. Amol, help me understand before we actually start, what is your professional background that people should know about?
And in professional backgrounds, I have 15 years of experience and MBA from B schools, top 10 B schools in supply chain and operations. That is my background in terms of qualification. And in terms of experience, I had 3-4 years of experience in domain, and whereas the rest 12 years is in IT, on 7 years is on-prem, and 5 years is in cloud. So that is overall my background. And I worked with companies, a big 4 and I worked for 5 years. And again, I work on Oracle platforms. So I was part of Oracle company itself for 2 3 years. So that's my overall background. And but good part of it when I started my career. I initially joined Nuclear Power Corporation at their commercial power plant, about a center. I think that is also where I started my career, and now working on IT consulting, mainly in supply chain and operations. So,
Excellent. Thank you very much for sharing that, Amol. Now, I'm sure you would share your success and everything, but before we actually know about your success, I would definitely want to understand uh, in what circumstances and situation you actually joined the community. I'm sure you must be having some purpose in joining the community. What was that?
I think when I was looking in my previous organization, when I was working, trying for the growth, everything, and I felt like just switching a company is not job that I have been doing previously. Also, I switched a couple of times, and making changing again is not right. And there's something which I might not be doing right, and that's where I joined in. And just another castle for precedence to that is I had also, based on my initial struggle in the career, I was doing career coaching for my students of my engineering college for around 18 years. Then I felt what I used to give them for the entry level stage of the career, I need similar kind of guidance for the mid stage of the career, which I am currently going through. And that's where that stage I joined the growth leadership hub.
Excellent. And how has been your journey so far? Which you can share your success and help me understand how has been your journey in the community, the coaching that you have received over the period of time. I think you started with the career extension mastery, right? And then you moved up the ladder and probably reached to a level where you can actually have a accountability partnership and the executive levels of coaching as well. So how has been your journey so far?
I think I certainly initially I was lucky or fortunate to join that initial promo video somewhere on the YouTube and then join that workshop. And it completely resonated with me and initial amount what I used. I said for the career struggle, what I did, I joined that. And I think I would still say I'm fortunate that I started with that level. And it completely resonated whatever you said at that point in time and even all those initial sessions what I had. And I must say those are very basic points which I think LinkedIn is or profile or kind of series that aspect. I started working on those, and also beside that, your conversation with you as a form of team, with you and other leaders as a part of community. Like it's not practically possible to have one conversation with you always, but same kind of guidance we were getting from other members in the community. That helped me to gain that confidence that this is the right place, which I was initially needing. And honestly, being saying I have not explored any other mentor or any other coach. I just continued with you, and I think because it resonated the kind of conversation or discussions with you and other people in the community, and I continued with that. And I think when I realized the potential benefit what it is giving the CAM itself, and as we say, like it's just a minor piece, and I was like, the risk to go to the next level of platinum level, even though I must say, I think I like many other people, it was a good jump out of those. I think I have taken that, and I would still say it's value for that, whatever I've taken and under lifetime membership. And certainly it was, I felt that it is just not one time need. This might help me in this current situation, but I need this kind of guidance throughout my career. And that's where I switched to the lifetime membership.
Excellent. Thank you very much for sharing that. Now, help us understand, and I'm sure everybody will be curious to know because you are in the Hall of Fame session. What is the success that you have achieved?
I think a good part, I think success in two aspects. One is finishing the job, which I was looking for that because there was very limited scope in my previous organization, which I was saying, or maybe I was hit the ceiling or something, or even I had to wait for a longer time. I was able to switch the company with one level of growth, one level of promotion, and a 65% of hike to the company or to the opportunity where I initially quoted them that my expectation is 50% hike.
Okay, excellent. And how did that magic happen for you?
I think that magic happened with just, I would say, implementing whatever is told in the CAM and the gold and platinum membership, just 10 to 20% of it, which are like basic things like about the profile, CV, your visibility on LinkedIn, visibility within the current organization, visibility in the external world. I must say, I like factors which work for me is like don't being desperate, not being desperate for the
Mhm.
change what we need, and also working on both internal opportunity in internal market as well as external opportunity in external market. Working on both this simultaneously helped me to make this change. Another aspect what helped me was like negotiation, I would still say, and visible and market research of the company. I must say like when I was able to help negotiate the aspect what helped me to move from 50 to 65% is when my every interview round was very good. Everybody liked me in each of those interview rounds. That is because of my confidence, what I've achieved by working on my own profile, CV, and master plan my goal plans. But that interview feedback was positive. But had I not worked on negotiation aspect, company research aspect, I would have stick to that 50%, which I would have told that we have asked for 50, this is what we could have offered. Since my last interview was correct, good, and all the interviews were good, and I was simultaneously working on internal opportunity as well. I myself did not feel that desperation when the offer was released by my current company. I told that I may not like this. The person who took my interview was chasing with me and the following. But I told this is what I don't like. I'm still working. I had that point of time I had posted something on LinkedIn about my appreciation in the current company, recognition in the current company, and the opportunities. It was implicit that I was exploring some opportunities within the current company as well. And this feedback I gave to the new company that I'm still exploring the current company's opportunity. This I'm not at the risk of losing a job. I will switch only if this certain amount gets increased in terms of compensation. And I still say I'm not looking at only at the compensation. I still these are other factors of the goal which I'm looking at. This complete holistic picture, if it makes sense for me to switch, only then I'll switch. And having said that, I maintain that my thought process when I was working with other companies, also if no other person is also I gave them that I already have this offer. It does not make sense for me to switch to other companies when a company is waiting for me for 3 months. Only if it is much more beyond that, I might think about it. It turned out that there were other people who were not able to go beyond this wait, and I can say that is the best in the market what could have offered me based on those other conversations as well. And these are an aspect I think market research I would still say company is very important. I got this opportunity on LinkedIn. I applied to it, but I did further research to my network of what the company is, what the leadership is, what is the practice, what they are looking for, what is the situation overall market in terms of customer, in terms of talent. All the situations I knew, and because of which I was able to negotiate this phone numbers and this.
Excellent. So you
Yeah,
followed a very strategic way of probably approaching to the job rather than just simply apply, apply, apply kind of a thing.
correct.
Okay, that's excellent. And because, I mean, from the first webinar that we actually teach you is that the strategy that doesn't work is an apply, apply, apply. Because most of the mid-career professional, despite having a lot of experience, knowledge, and skill, they get stuck into the one job or one organization because they are just using that, okay, applying the job is going to actually get them something new. But that's not the solution. And I really like your point because you didn't come with the mindset saying that, okay, job change is the solution, because that is what is more important to understand at this level of the career, where job change will give you a very good growth for sure, but understanding where you're missing as a gap also will give you the understanding, okay, even in the new job, if I have to perform, I need to be at this level. So I think that understanding is very well, I would say, admirable. Now help us understand the coaching and the community and everybody is there around you, right? So how they have played a part in your success. And you're being a part, I think, the summit as well last year. So how has that played out for you?
I think community part started playing a good role up from the summit itself. I think we were part of the uh, previously also as a member we were interacting with as such. But when we meet in person and also
Yes.
that is one thing. There are two aspects to the summit. One was what you coach and groom and give the sessions. That is one aspect. And equally aspect is interacting with other leaders as part of the community, get in touch with them and interact with them. And I think that help us to go in that because those when we connect in the hive on hive calls or accountability calls, that physical connect within when we meet at the summit plays a good role, and we're able to resonate with those persons and everybody, and they're able to resonate with our situations as well. And I must say, I think as part of those summit also helped. We had a lot of connect situation outside the session also, whatever discussions we had with the community members. That also helped me give some directions to my challenges or resolution for those challenges what I'm having through. And that community is certainly helping. I would still say it's a 50% what we learn from your sessions and 50% what we get into the other calls as part of the community. So that community cohort learning is certainly a good way and is helping a lot.
Absolutely. Thank you very much for sharing, because the purpose of actually creating this mid-level community was to have a peer-to-peer group learning. because then your learning curve get accelerated rather than just being a linear curve of learning, which is more or less coming through the experience, trial, error in your own career that you are doing. So I think you're very well summarized in that point that yes, the community, the peer-to-peer group learning, actually that helps you to understand the problems which you may not have encountered so far, right? And it will also prepare you for your future as well. So very well summarized. Amol, now you, after 15 years, you realize that, okay, I should be probably, you have actually done an MBA from top schools as well. So what was your thought process, or what is your thought process after going through this process? What do you say or advise or a message to people who are kind of in the mid-career stage, 10 plus years of experience, and they feel like, because I've been into the industry for a decade or so, I'll be able to figure out my career, my growth, and probably just getting another job will be a solution. What's your advice to them?
I think MBA certainly helps to kickstart a journey on a career for anybody. But after it's more on the academic and the campus placements what it has, and it is there for you to kickstart or jumpstart your career at the beginning of 1 or 2 years. And beyond that, what is more of a I was to say non-academic activities. Job is not always just fun in terms of numbers and salary. There are a lot of other factors which come into picture. And somebody it is easy for. I can give an example. If a doctor is doing an operation, so he can do it for easily for others, but not for his own family members.
Of course.
That way, so he needs kind of that patience, and it's easy for somebody to advise on a situation. I might give advice to anybody who's coming to seek my advice, but I myself is stuck on that situation. That thought process gets kind of hanged. You don't have that situation thinking process to really navigate through. And I must say, rather than struggling finding your own reinventing wheels, you and other community members has already gone through such situations what anybody will typically come across, and we navigate through. So I think that structured process of our community helps us in going through that. I must say, anybody who's thinking that I've experienced 10 or 15 years, but you're not experienced 40, 45 years, or the situation what you will come to might not have experienced. So that somebody else might have already experienced and navigated through. So rather than experimenting on your own, we should learn from the experience of others and learning
Excellent.
from others.
Thank you very much for sharing that. Now, what's next for Amol?
I think next for me is just certainly, as I said, not for just one job change. And I think I was going to the next level of couple of levels above. I'm already working with people who are 3 to 4 levels above me, making
Wow.
that visible, making visibility to them, and also grow in terms. I would still say growth as part of this forum is just not on the career or professional life, as part of the holistic picture in the
Holistic.
life as the picture, which I would say. And in that way, my next goal is to reach those couple of levels higher in both
Excellent.
aspects, professional as well as personal.
Excellent. Thank you very much for sharing that, Amol, because your perspective on the and the example of a doctor that resonate really, really well. Because even if you're a doctor, you may not be able to understand your own body sometimes, right? So that very well summarizes for the mid-career professional who feel that I know what I'm doing, but you don't know what you do not know. The blind spot which we have that cannot be seen by us, and that is precisely the reason when I see the mid-career professional getting stuck, stagnant in the same salary, job, or a designation, I believe that they're not able to probably see beyond certain things. So I would say thank you very much for being in the part of the Hall of Fame. You have actually worked your way through ever since you have joined us in last September onwards, I think. And we are probably taking the interview almost 5 months after you got the success or so as well. So we are very happy to have you in the Hall of Fame. And I wish you a lot of success now that I'm also understanding that after the job, what you are going through, that is more important, just not about getting the success of job, because it's very easy to get the job today, but people after the job, what they do, that defines the success for them. So I'm really, really happy that you are working around with the people internally, creating your visibility and probably applying the learning that you have in our community as well, and taking your career to the next level with the right vision as well. So wish you all the best in the all the milestones that you have in your life, personally and professionally as well.
Thanks a lot, Rakesh, to you and other leaders are part of the community, and for me making part of this family and also getting that guidance for every day-to-day challenges in our career and life as well. Thank you.
Thank you very much.